The Patriots and the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, and guess what? You're watching Netflix News next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, we got some Futurama. Yep. No lyrics.
It's kind of crunchy little jam.
I might make this our theme song every week.
Yeah?
No.
We could take it, right?
We could make that work, but we would have to make that work.
Hey guys, you're watching Netflix News at AfterBuzz TV. I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RickhOng, and I'm joined by my cast.
I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. That feed is full of Eagle stuff right now. Just letting you know. That's what's on there right this second.
Like bald eagles, like the birds?
No, the band, the Eagles. The band, the Eagles.
Oh, the band. Oh, very good, very good. It feels weird to be sitting over here. Hi, you guys. I'm filling in on Amy's seat over here. I'm Ashley Chaney. If you want to talk to me online, find me at Ashley on camera. I miss Amy, guys. I miss Amy.
Now, I don't miss Amy. So you guys are probably thinking, wait, I watched this show for Amy Cassandra Martinez, but the truth is, man, she keeps changing that handle so much. I said, you know what? Take a week off, think about it, and then you can come back. But I'll tell you what, for now, you guys can find her at Amy Cassandra MTZ.
We don't even know.
You don't want your MTV, but you want your MTZ.
MTZ.
At Amy Cassandra MTZ.
If she's not following us, you didn't find the right Amy Cassandra.
Right.
Is at Miss Amy taken? At Miss Amy C taken? I'm not here to help.
No, that's what she's doing, man. She's at home right now. She's like, she's trying them all. She's not sure which one works. So
that's actually not true, you guys. Amy's at the SAG Awards. So if you were ever to follow her, tonight's the night. Get on there, and you can see some really cool stuff from the SAG Awards. That's where she is, because we panelists like to get out there.
We do. She'll tell us all about it next week.
She will. She will. And she's going to share all of the pictures of all of our loves and crushes and who wore what, and hopefully some backstage malfunctions. Please, Amy, get some malfunctions on camera.
Get it? Malfunction? Like wardrobe malfunctions?
Like
all the things,
yeah. Or someone falling or something like that.
You took it there.
Something terribly embarrassing.
You know, I'm actually glad that we at least have one lady on this panel, because something that just dropped hot about Netflix is seems to be a pay disparity. And this has been an issue in the entertainment industry. The comedian, actress, Oscar winner, Monique is calling out Netflix and saying, dude, there's a pay disparity. So she was offered a special to be paid. Now, for us, hey, I would take it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't argue, but $500,000. And she's complaining, saying that, well, you guys offered me $500,000. However, Amy Schumer was offered $11 million for hers, and I believe that Amy and her people were able to bump it up to 13. And she's complaining also because Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle are both making $20 million each for their specials.
Yes. There could be an argument made. I think first of all, $500,000 is ludicrous. Netflix, you can pay more than $500,000. But that said, I think there's definitely an argument for Amy and Chris and who was the third person that you mentioned?
Dave Chappelle.
And Dave Chappelle all being...
I'm Rick James, bitch.
They're all bigger comedians right now. So, I mean, that's true. Amy has, starred in two major blockbuster films.
No, see, that's what I'm saying.
And carried them herself. Monique's, not as relevant. Sorry, Monique, but get back up there, girl, and then you can command a $13 million
Also, I am
paycheck.
just looking at it from Netflix's standpoint, and I'm not saying that Monique is wrong. Monique might have data we don't have to say there is a pay disparity from what they offered me. However, I just typed her name into Netflix, and there were three kind of BOGO titles. Like like none of them were like a standalone special.
You're talking about Monique or Amy?
Monique.
Okay.
And then you type in Amy Schumer, obviously you just get the one special she had, but Amy Schumer also headlined movies recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually watched Snatched with her and Goldie Hawn last night. The other movie that she starred in was Trainwrecked.
Yeah, which was her film. And let's not forget the show that she had before that, Inside Amy Schumer, which was, again, headlined by Amy. Amy has been killing it. She deserves all, 13 of those million? Get it, Amy.
Yeah, well, and keep in mind, too, that Monique, because the entertainment industry is all about relevance.
Absolutely.
It's all about relevance. And not to take away from anything that Monique's talent or who she is, but she won that Oscar, I looked, in 2009, which is almost 10 years ago. And usually you piggyback off of that type of notoriety, like I won an Oscar. But you can't keep using that to, and right, I mean, I could walk out this door and ask every AfterBuzzer and say, do you know who Monique is? I guarantee the percentage would be very, very low compared to probably 10 out of 10 people know Chris Rock, 10 out of 10 people know Dave Chappelle, and I would say at least
7 to 8 out of 10 for Amy.
Amy Schumer.
Also, just so we're clear, she was offered $500,000 and then accepted it?
No.
Okay.
But she's calling Netflix out for it.
Because it's a this is all a negotiation tactic then. I can tell you for a fact she's worth a Netflix special from Monique, and like to own that forever is worth more than $500,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will absolutely say that, but then she should negotiate.
But to say that she thinks that she should get as much as 13 or 20 for Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
Is she actually saying that?
Yeah.
I don't think she's saying. Okay, then that.
No, because when you say pay disparity, like you mean that usually means that you want as much as them or somewhere close to them. So she's at least thinking, and I could be wrong on this one, that she should be around 10.
Well, yeah, disparity does not necessarily mean she wants exactly the same. It means there's a huge difference. Like there's a notable, sizable difference, right? So that's true, and this is part of a negotiation, and she should do just that. But there's also a reason why Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are getting $20 million as opposed to Amy's, and I'm not going to say that it's gender based solely.
But she's saying it's gender. She's like saying it's gender disparity. It's also race disparity.
Absolutely. I think she needs to bargain for more. But I don't. No, Monique.
Please,
go ahead,
Anthony.
Anthony. Let's hear it.
Okay, I just gotta say this is business. And she's practically just shooting herself in the foot. I don't think she should have focused on how much she was getting paid. No one really knows her name now. No one really cares about her name right now. So she should have just taken it for, not getting her name out there again. And what better way to do that than Netflix? Because everyone has Netflix nowadays, you know.
That's a great point. That it's a great opportunity for her. But I'm going to counter you, Anthony, and say, yeah.
Oh wait, no, guys. Actually, that was Amy Cassandra from the SAG Awards calling in. That was her giving her 2 cents about what she thinks. But no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, so Anthony, I'm going to counter you there. I think that for Netflix, a platform like that, to Steve's point, it's worth more than $500,000 to own that in perpetuity. They're going to make more than $500,000 on that special, and she's certainly worth more than that. And go ahead, girl, and bargain, but know your place. I don't even know what Monique looks like, and I thought she was a rapper.
Well, the way it sounds like I agree, she should bargain, but it sounds like she's not bargaining. It sounds like she's more just like throwing them under fire.
Or
in a sense, maybe that's a tactic of bargaining, but I wouldn't go that route.
I think it's kind of a salty I think this is actually dirty pool the more I think of it, because I think
I wouldn't bite the hand that feeds.
Well, I think what's happening is they're offering her $500,000, saying she's not relevant. Well, and then she's coming out publicly. Then she's coming out publicly and saying, not that, oh, I'm not relevant, because nobody's going to pick up that story. She's saying there's a pay disparity between me and a white girl. But let's be fair, we led with it.
Hold on, I want to get people up in the chat here to see what they've got going on.
But we led with the story. People are talking about the story, making her relevant. It's actually kind of genius if this is her and her team.
Well, the good thing about this is that if she wasn't going to do it, somebody else would.
Of course.
Somebody else would bring this up. So you always need a pioneer or someone to be the voice. So and apparently in this case it's going to be her. Like I don't have it with me because I don't have my computer with me, but Wanda Sykes also chimed in on this and felt the same way, that she was offered something that was lowballed as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't think we're seeing anything soon from Wanda Sykes either, who I think is also brilliant and hilarious.
Thinking through this, I commend what Monique is doing right now.
Absolutely.
Because they told her she wasn't relevant, and in one press release made herself relevant.
Well, and then what are they going to do now? Back out? Oh, yeah, they're going to deal with that PR scandal right now in the midst of everything else. There's no way they're not going to give her this special
she's gonna get $1 million on Netflix,
more money.
or $1 million from
but
HBO
I also look
Hulu.
at it as
like
she
became a commodity with this story.
We're Netflix. That's kind of they did say. We're saying we're Netflix. This is what we think that you're worth. And the truth is that Steve, you know this more than anybody, that they probably do have the analytics to sit there and say where she probably is, like price wise, in terms of like what the long term of the profit that they would make off of either her versus a Chris Rock or a Dave Chappelle.
Then they know that they can pay her more. they also wouldn't reach out to her. They're not Netflix. If they didn't think she had something to offer, they wouldn't even be having these conversations with her. So she's valuable, and she should absolutely bargain for more. We've got people in the chat. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. A lot of people are talking about Tiffany Haddish and how big I mean, that's a special that we would all, get behind. And,
she's the hottest thing in the world. Like she's the hottest up and comer in comedy right now. Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, I agree. Tiffany Haddish all the way. And people are like, "Who's Monique?" People in the chat don't even know who Monique is. So
Soul Plane. She was in Soul Plane.
No, she won the Oscar for
Precious.
Best Supporting Actress in Precious. And keep in mind, again, that's Best Supporting.
Monique. Okay, gotcha. Now I know who Monique is.
I know
Best Supporting
exactly who
Actress.
she is. She's
not,
wonderful.
Not headlining. She wasn't Gabby
Sorry.
Sidibe. She wasn't Gabby Sidibe who was Precious.
Well, and that was a dramatic role. So she's doing a comedy special.
No, she was a comedian.
She's been a comedian
forever.
And to her credit, like she had her own show.
Yeah.
But
a talk
that
show? Was it a talk show? I don't know.
No, she's been a talk show host,
She's been a talk show host,
and she had her own
and
like show, like a half-hour comedy.
Okay,
But that's a problem. So what I'm saying is it's about relevance, and that was a while ago.
It sure was.
So she can also be This is the way that I look at it. I mean, Steve, to your credit, right? For her to say, well, to making herself relevant, but also Netflix is giving her an opportunity for herself to be showcased on their platform.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll give you $500,000. And so so then what kind of other opportunities happen for that? Because there are many comics that are out there.
Sure.
But who's to say, because this story's big enough that we're talking about it?
Yeah.
Who's to say that she's not now at the very least worth $500,000 to Hulu?
Oh, she definitely is. I mean,
Like
this is good for her either way. And I mean, $500,000 to Netflix is like it's nothing.
That's for a comedy special.
And that's why we offer ourselves up for the bargain price of $1 million. So basically
you'll get all three of us.
Yeah, no,
you get all three of us for 52 weeks.
No, this is great. Yeah, this is great.
Deal.
So I'll take 900,000, and then Steve will take 35,000. Like Ashley will take another 35,000. The other 35 goes to Cassandra.
We're gonna work this out.
Wait,
off camera.
hold on. I feel like I was looking down at the chat here, and I think I missed some math.
Hey, I love this thing talking about pay disparity, so I'm holding to it. Okay, I'm holding to it. No.
Real quick, I like this comment in the chat by Black Jones saying she's pulling the female version of Tyrese low key.
That's true, Black Jones. I agree with you. I agree with you. Just with the whole Fast and Furious, kind of like calling out The Rock, and right. That's what I'm saying. Someone does need to be a voice. Like I don't think that she should shut her mouth or anything. I mean, she's talented, and she feels like she's not getting paid. It's just a matter of the debate of, do we, money wise, do we think that she's worth it? Do she not? Or where is that? Where does she rank herself?
But that's why I think what's so brilliant about what she did this week is that's not our place. That's not actually our place as commentators or as just the public to really talk about what is Monique worth? Netflix knows what Monique's worth. That number is probably 812,000. So they said 500,000 to probably meet somewhere around 650. So they gain 100,000 to 1 or 200,000 in equity before they ever shoot the thing.
She's worth more now that it's out there in the press.
She's worth $1 million now, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's what's brilliant about her is because the conversation is us saying, well, what is Monique worth? Who is Monique? Blah blah blah. And then now she's more relevant.
Right.
It's brilliant.
So I'm going to move on from that, and somebody that we do know what his talents are, and it's just he's cutting opportunities for me and you guys, but that's okay. Joel McHale is now be giving a Netflix topical weekly show, which he started his career doing Talk Soup.
Yeah.
So it does make sense. It does make sense.
No, it makes complete sense. I know a lot of comics who both dislike but respect Joel McHale, because there are people who get into stand-up comedy to have careers as stand-up comedians.
Right.
And there are people who get into stand-up comedy to get the fire under them.
A launching point. Yeah.
As a launching point, and Joel McHale's one of those people, but he's unabashedly truthful about that fact.
Yeah. I think the most interesting thing about this is there's no other topical content being updated on Netflix right now, right? There's no.
The Chelsea show's still.
No, she's done now.
The Chelsea Handler show is
Chelsea
done.
Handler is going to be done, or she is done, because she wants to concentrate more on social activism.
That makes sense.
So
I think that whatever they're basing their merit on, they're basing it on how well that Chelsea Handler show did.
And she was a woman, so we need a dude in there now. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm saying when you get down to the dollars and cents, that's what they're looking at. Of this is how well the Chelsea Handler show did. This is how much we had to pay because she was Chelsea Handler.
She was awesome. No, she was awesome at it.
If we build something from the ground up with Joel McHale, not to say Joel McHale's cheaper than Chelsea Handler, but Probably.
No, and the thing for Joel too was that he went from E to Community to his show that was like recently canceled on CBS, I think, with The Great Outdoors. Where
Yeah.
He played like a tech guy and was trying to deal with millennials, and so now he's got time. So it's good too sometimes just to go back to your roots a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like I was really good. I mean he was great on Community.
I believe he
but-
hosted a White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
he's
Interesting.
like as an MC, like he's on a Seacrest level. He just happens to also be able to act.
And I mean, it is, and the state of the world is currently the state of the world where there's a lot to be talking about.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean, he's a snarky blank slate.
Snarky blank slate. I have to say, even when Chelsea Handler was on Netflix, I don't know that I personally would use Netflix as a place to watch regular content, like to watch it weekly.
Yeah.
Well, see, but the thing
Letterman's
is
doing
that
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
but
trying.
Letterman's dropping it once a month.
which I'll talk about.
However,
I watched him this week. I'd love
Yes.
to talk about that.
no, we talked about that last week.
Oh, we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
So Letterman's doing his thing once a month, which is really easy on his schedule. He's not a young dude anymore.
Yeah.
And then, not to say that he's not awesome. Also, John Oliver, who's actually on Seinfeld's Comedians with Driving in Cars
Yep.
with Coffee.
Love that show.
That was hilarious to watch him do that. But he does it for HBO. He does it for HBO for a certain season, like he does it once a week, covering all the topics of last week.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense to have a guy like Joel McHale come in and not copy it, but
do we
cover
think
themes.
that? Well, because his thing was like investigative journalism. I don't think that's what this Joel McHale show is going to be.
No. And are you
Do
guys
we know
gonna
if it's
watch
going to be
it?
pop culture-y or political?
No, absolutely. I mean, we're in the
I'll
talking
give-
business, so I'll definitely watch it.
I'll
I don't know
definitely give
how
this a try.
religiously I'll watch it.
I don't
but-
even watch Saturday Night Live religiously. Like I can't
it's
keep
hard
up.
to.
I can't keep up with that. Like
Well, because Ashley's like, I'm so busy on Saturday night. It's like I can't go home and like watch it. It's.
no, it's because I don't have TV. I don't have regular.
Meanwhile,
TV.
After Buzz has like 7 TVs here to like watch on DVR.
Oh, yeah, I'm
and an
gonna-
after show.
I'm gonna come into work when extra. I mean, I might. You never know. I'm so dedicated.
I'll openly admit I don't watch SNL because I'm a sketch comedy snob. Like I
Oh, and
came
there's
up-
better than SNL.
yeah.
Get
I-
out of here.
SNL.
I can send you some Facebook invites. There will be 12 people
half
there,
and
but
half.
it'll be better than SNL.
SNL is definitely half and half.
My friend Heidi Gardner is on the cast this year. Heidi, I doubt you're watching, but you're killing it, and we love you. And if you ever want to come on AfterBuzz, even though we don't have SNL on Netflix,
Fair enough, but okay, we cover SNL here at AfterBuzz.
so come on, Heidi.
If you can
That's right. Actually, it's on right now. Don't change the channel. You can change it later. But well, yeah, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. If you're an SNL person. So like at 7:45, 8ish. That's when you can tune in after.
Yeah, after we're live.
After the
you
fact,
talk.
yeah, after the fact.
Yeah.
They don't need any live viewers because they're already past the fact because it's on Sunday that they're
Right.
reviewing Saturday Night Live. What's that all about? We're live right now talking about Netflix right now.
That's right.
Okay, we talked last week about what pops up on our TVs.
Yes.
And this one's really funny. So for me, I have Rotten that popped up as that kind of like on my screen. Yeah, there it is right there. If you guys can see it, it says. I mean, it's a little. Sorry, it's a little. I didn't take a better, close enough picture, but that was coming through my suggestions for you. So therefore, and it was actually on my list to watch because it just dropped a few weeks ago. I watched it. And it covers, kind of the weird, little conspiracy theories about different food products. It's like 6 episodes or 5 episodes. Episode 1 was all about honey.
Okay.
Honey. Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is that in the world, not because of this, but I actually know this for a fact, if the world has a dwindling honey population,
Well, because of the bees.
it affects the whole food chain.
Because we have a dwindling
Wow.
bee pop.
It's the bee. It starts with bees.
And
Yeah,
the bees
it starts
pollinate
with-
the plants, and then the
Bees.
then the animals eat the plants, and then if you don't have enough bees, you don't have enough plants, you don't have enough animals.
Yeah, and what's cool about this is it's actually how they're
Spoiler alerts.
No, it's
kidding.
just fascinating because I think it's like what you have a bee, you squeeze honey out of it, done, yum, eat it, whatever.
Okay. Also,
but,
that is not how honey
Thank
works.
you. Thank you.
Good
But-
Lord.
That's
Jeez.
but
we need to take him to a museum.
no,
or
but what's
something,
great to
like-
watch. No, but what's great to watch was that just to know the fact that the whole conspiracy about honey is that you can dilute it and it gets sold to us, and we think that we're eating honey, but we're actually probably eating.
Sugar water.
Yeah, sugar
Well,
water
it's-
with
it's-
some honey, with some
It's
variation. of powder.
like honey with either some rice syrup or something else kind of mixed in with it. And how do we, unless we're testing it, actually really know that difference? We don't.
Yeah. No, I mean
So-
all of our food products. We have to just trust what's being Search was. So now I want to know why this came up on your queue. Have you been watching a lot of food programming lately?
No, well, so this is interesting because it popped up because it recently dropped a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
The other reason it popped up, it said that it was, for me, it said 71%.
Okay.
So, and it's for you guys, I always try to watch as much as I can diverse type of things. If it's popping up, I try to watch it to either say good, bad, or did it compel me to watch it? Yes. So who is this?
This is me. So this is the second page. Stepsisters was my first page.
And that just dropped on Friday. I'm going to be talking about it in a little
Yeah.
bit. And then, see, you have Rotten up there.
I've Rotten up there. I also have Stepsisters up there. I have Grace and Frankie just dropped. These are all new to, I think these are new or trending up top.
Most of them are new. Poker
All
King,
right.
yeah, those are all
Polka
new.
King's pretty new.
Grace and Frankie came out.
And then the Cat Williams. Now, let's see. Does anybody else have the Cat Williams special?
We've got people in the chat saying that Rotten just popped up on their feed as well. So they may be pushing that pretty hard.
Sure.
Yeah, 'cause
it's a
this
Netflix
is the-
original. It's a Netflix
But then,
original.
okay, so
'Cause
hang
it's the
tight
new
here.
releases, yeah.
This is I don't have any of these. I guess I didn't pick. Were
Well,
you guys choosing yours from?
Wild Hogs just dropped. Grace and Frankie just dropped. Comedians in cars getting coffee. It's popular.
That's
Okay.
and that's like a 14-day, within a 14-day drop.
So yeah, definitely maybe, which I did watch this weekend. was right there on the front of my queue. But this is me logged in from my TV. Were you guys logged in from computer when you took
This
a
was
screenshot?
my
TV.
tablet.
TV, your tablet. Okay.
And that was just the one that you guys saw. That was from my Amazon Fire Stick.
Okay.
My
Okay.
Apple TV does something completely different.
I
Oh,
should have,
okay.
for a good control, I should have also done my Fire TV stick.
Okay. We've got people in the chat saying that Grace and Frankie popped up, Stepsister and Open House popped up.
Open house.
Cat Williams and
So no,
Stepsisters.
I was actually
Oh,
talking
okay,
about that.
open-
Yeah,
yeah.
like the open house. That also is going to be something I'm going to try to I watched the trailer for it, but
Okay.
it also popped up because it's also got dropped. I actually didn't see the percentage in terms of what it matched with me.
What's Open
So-
House
It
about?
looks
It's-
like a thriller horror.
It's a horror thriller.
Oh, okay.
Like,
All right.
like family moves in, they look at this open house, and then all of a sudden they start hearing weird noises and.
Sounds like a real thing
Sounds
I won't be
like
watching.
This is completely
sounds
off
like
my
sounds like
radar,
where
guys.
Ashley Chaney already lives. So.
Negative. But Anthony, our engineer, who you guys are hearing pop in over the booth, you were saying you wanted to watch some horror movies this weekend, yeah?
Oh yeah. Before I Awake is a big one. That has been proclaimed as the greatest horror film so far. No, the greatest horror film as of 2018. thus far.
Wait. Who has proclaimed
Yeah.
this?
I also would like to know
I
your
read
sources.
it on Bloody Disgusting.
Oh, okay.
And,
You know what? Now I'm
which
gonna
I
watch
was-
this.
Yeah, which I was
Bloody
surprised
disgusting.
because what was it? What was that one? Insidious 4, The Last Key, recently came out, and I thought that was going to be the greatest one. But apparently, Before I Wake is supposed to be really good on Netflix. Also, Godzilla dropped, which is the first animated film in the franchise of Godzilla. And then I believe within 2 weeks from now, there's one called The Ritual. It's supposed to be really good. That's going to
Okay.
drop on
The
there.
Ritual. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Anthony, I don't know if you're not engineering on one of those other shows, maybe I'll have to have you sit
Yeah.
in the hot seat and talk to us
Yeah,
about
once
it.
The Ritual comes out, that's really all I'd like to talk about.
Godzilla is officially on my list now. That looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a Japanese, and it's a combination between 3D and 2D animation.
Okay, good to know.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thanks, Anthony.
I'm gonna watch Gojira as well.
Anthony, okay, cool. We've got people saying Open House was definitely a thriller. Cool, thanks. So Chill 4, did you like it? Let us know in the comments. You're saying it was a thriller. Was it good? Worth watching? Please let us know.
Oh, there we go. No, and so we talk all the time about clearly in our conversation just recently we just talked about the stuff that just dropped, and that's why we're seeing a lot of this stuff. Something that is leaving, which leads to why I opened up with the Futurama theme song, is seasons 7 through 10 are leaving by the end of the month. So I always try to give you guys a little bit of a heads up when it's a bigger show. If you're trying to catch up, you're a fan of it, you want to watch it before it officially leaves. I didn't do that with Lost, but you know what? You didn't really that was Lost to me a long time ago, so you don't need to worry about it. So yeah, Futurama. The great thing about Futurama was that it debuted on Fox, went off the air for a couple of years, and then they brought it back on Comedy Central.
Yeah, I love stories like that where they just wind up on another network, but to be the exact same show, I remember specifically My Name Is Earl was on NBC, and then it got dropped when there was talk that it was going to be on TBS because it did so well on TBS, and it
In reruns.
and it did so
In
well on
syndication,
TBS for
syndication.
syndication reruns, and I didn't find out until a year ago that the reason that didn't happen was that they only really had the money to do a 3-camera half-aid version of My Name Is Earl, and everyone
Did you just say half aid?
Yes, I don't know. I don't want to mess with the censors here at AfterBuzz TV.
No, boy. That's censored for ASS, which is actually not a curse word. Ass means donkey, so
Fair enough.
we can say that.
They're
Ass.
all words and fine. However, that was just a factoid I have about like resurging shows, whereas Futurama got to do exactly what they wanted to do. I think this is because Futurama's coming back. So they probably want to hold, like the rights holders probably want to pull it off and do something with it.
Wait, did you say it's coming back?
Futurama's coming back.
I did 10 seasons animation, man.
Didn't I just
don't
make
know.
I'm not making this up. Futurama.
I think
just haven't
Steve
heard
is
of
the
that.
king of
That's why I
making
was
S up on Netflix.
Really? Okay.
Netflix
I'm on
user.
Reddit a lot.
Oh yeah, Reddit's a trustworthy source of news.
Okay, I have to Google it now. I'm like pretty sure there's like a Futurama movie
You guys
coming. Like
attack
fairly
Steve
confirmed.
here in the comments. Get him. Go get him, guys.
Get me if I'm wrong.
Get him.
I was under the impression Futurama was coming back in some form.
Well, okay, so
He's dreaming.
next week, a movie that just dropped over the weekend. It's called Stepsisters, and you guys are gonna be in for a treat because my friend is actually the writer, Chuck Hayward, of the movie. We're gonna play the trailer for you. He's gonna be here next week for us to talk about it, so it gives you guys more incentive to either watch it, chime into the chat. If you want to ask questions, we'll ask questions through that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Or put it in the comments as well, and I can, I'll remember to like talk to him about it. So we're gonna play the trailer for Stepsisters right now. Actually, yeah, girls doing a stomp, dancing, not quite cheerleaders.
I cannot believe you're not stepping with us this year. I've got to focus on getting.
So it's in the world of Step. This is great. I was thinking like actual Stepsisters.
Yeah, okay. So was I, like Step Brothers. But
Positive contributors to the community. Don't you have a big charity step competition coming up?
This is great.
I can't
Because
teach them.
they've done Bring It On, so I feel like this is a different version of that.
Wasn't there another movie about
I will
Step?
guarantee you admission to Harvard.
No.
There's Drumline with Nick Cannon about the
Yeah,
drums
I-
and
this-
stuff. But
Definitely gonna shade the drum line.
is that Lacey Chabert?
The yard.
It's not the yard you're thinking.
It's not the
Oh,
art,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Surprises no one. Stepping requires an extraordinary amount of discipline. We don't
No,
break
that's
during the week. Calm down.
This feels a little bit like Pitch Perfect meets Drumline
Yeah.
with an all-female cast. Well, Pitch Perfect is.
I'm about this. This looks like fun.
Yeah, this does
Yeah,
look
no,
like
I
commentary stuff.
want to see this.
Okay, I've seen enough.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was what we were talking about.
All right.
Director of Drumline. This is great.
My
Right on.
shoulders find out I am teaching you to step. It is gonna get ugly. Like
That girl on the right looks like Lacey Chabert, but I swear it's not her.
Love and hip hop reunion shows.
Actually, maybe it is.
Could be. It does kind of almost look like her.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. They can't work together as a team. We're screwed.
Okay, so this is like they're tackling
Yeah,
some.
this is like it seems like a Pitch Perfect meets.
The shade is real.
And also meets like Step Up kind
Yeah.
of.
Because you don't respect
There's like
each
some
other.
race issues between like the white step team and the black step team.
Your sisterhood is your bond.
No, and I mean what's interesting too is that Chuck also wrote on Dear White People, so he has that relationship with Netflix.
Okay, cool, right on.
Are you guys feeling out of place? Like
And
maybe
this is
they're judging you
premiering
before
straight to
you've had a chance
Netflix.
experience
Yeah, it came out on Friday.
That's great.
Yeah,
Oh, it's out.
tell
Okay,
me.
great,
Yeah.
great. Oh yeah, you know what? We've got people in the chat saying they watched
Are you
it.
gonna drown in a pool of white girl tears, or are you gonna cowgirl up?
It's a good line.
This is great.
Oh, I'm jazzed on this. This might even be watching tonight for me.
Ah, Chuck, great job, man.
Yeah.
I'm from Kappa next door. You shook our house. I lost a row of totally irreplaceable shot glasses.
Yeah, see January 19th.
Looks fun.
Right on. I'm about it.
Chuck, the trailer looks great, man. You've been posting this thing all over social media, so I'm glad that I know this. And we're going to have the writer Chuck Hayward here next week so we can bug him with all sorts of questions. He also is a fellow Eagles fan.
He is.
So Steve Kaufmann's going to want to manipulate time, and I'm going to be like, Steve, we got to get off topic of the Eagles, dude. They're going to lose to the Patriots anyways, even though I hate the
Wow, bro.
Patriots. So.
I mean, I'm aware that's the preferred team of AfterBuzz TV.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna bring it
No,
back.
I hate the Patriots.
I'm gonna bring it
but
back.
like Stepsisters.
Stepsisters looks great. I'm really excited to talk to Chuck. That's awesome. A lot of people in the comments look like A, that they've already watched the movie, which is awesome, and B, that it's got some cool choreography and stuff for sure to see. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to watch it.
No, I want to say hi. I want to say thank you, Black Jones, Star Drew, Poet Near the Castle, So Chill 4. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chiming in the chat. Make sure to throw in the comments too.
Star
Give us
Drew.
thumbs up because the
Yeah.
thumbs down doesn't work. So
Also-
It's broken.
It's don't try.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Also, Futurama, I wasn't completely off base. A, it moved to sci-fi, or sci-fi, however we were pronouncing it earlier.
Yeah.
And B, they're going to do a 42-minute radio play called Radiorama, and it's going to be podcast style through Nerdist. It's going to be September 14th on SoundCloud and Nerdist. Okay, so I wasn't completely wrong.
You
to
weren't
say,
completely wrong, but
you
weren't exactly right, were ya?
I said it was coming back in some form. They also made like new animation specifically for the sci-fi stuff. I'm on Reddit a lot.
You can squeak out of this one, but just barely.
I squeak out all of these.
Just barely.
All right, so we have a few minutes left, so what I want to do is wrap around and say, so you watched Letterman, what'd you think?
I watched, pardon? Say what
You
now?
watched Letterman, what did you think?
I watched Letterman. First of all, my initial thought was, whoa, Santa Claus. That's an interesting look.
He's been a hipster, right?
He is like full-on Santa. And I was also touched because the first episode of his show was sort of very politically on trend right now. Not a trend, guys. It's just very it speaks to the political climate right now. So it was difficult to watch, and it also made me really, really long for our former president, Mr. Barack Obama, because he's so well-spoken always, and just such a good speaker. So it was like a little hard to watch because I miss him so much.
And we all do.
But I also watched a real deep movie called Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds, which is just real bad.
I was gonna say, let me guess, because like if you looked at that thumbnail that we showed earlier, it has a picture of Ryan Reynolds, and I know that you didn't read the log line. You were like, you saw the face, and you're like, I'll play this.
Do you want me to be honest with you guys, and you can judge me?
I mean, on your
tell
thing
me.
it says 4 to 5 stars.
Which I don't even go by the rate. Like, why would it give that rating? But I will say, and this is honest, and you can judge me, and it's even going to come out a little bit sexist, even though it's not meant to. But I put it on mute and just watched Ryan. I've literally put it on mute and just watched the man.
Ryan Reynolds
He's a beautiful
is in so many good movies.
I'll tell you what,
is.
if you want to watch a Ryan Reynolds movie that I still believe is on Netflix, you can check it. Steve Kaufmann, Kaufmann, is Just Friends.
Oh yeah. I love it. Hilarious.
I was just about to say that. Like, this is like the spiritual prequel, because if you think about it, it says definitely, maybe Just Friends.
Oh, this is the one.
Totally.
This is the
That's a
awful
great-
one where he has a daughter and she's trying to figure out who her dad really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie sucked.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
sorry,
so
Ryan
bad.
Reynolds. That one was
No,
awful.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Also,
but Ryan Reynolds as a dad is kind of hot. My favorite Ryan Reynolds movie of all time, and this is even beating out Deadpool, is the movie Waiting. I was a waiter in college.
that movie is great.
It's like
Waiting is
the
good.
best
Good.
movie. Yeah.
Also,
Hey Anthony,
Ryan-
when you come in here, I'll make sure Steve and I look the other way, and you can show Ashley your bat wings.
no.
Bat wings.
Also, Ryan Reynolds only has two titles on Netflix, and it's Definitely Maybe and Woman in Gold, which I'm not. Does anyone know anything about Woman in Gold? It's
I don't.
2015, Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds.
What? Helen Mirren and Ryan
decades
Reynolds
after
were in
the
a film together?
Holocaust, Maria Altman embarks on a quest to reclaim her family's Nazi stolen artwork, including a famed Gustav Klimt.
Wait, dude, how many stars is
I've
that?
seen the trailer to that.
How many stars?
Does
is
it look
that?
good, Anthony?
No, he's a horror guy. Don't ask Anthony. He's a horror guy. How many
Where
stars
is
are
it?
on
I
there?
watched
I don't.
everything,
It's
but
not showing me.
It didn't look too great. It wasn't my alley.
Well, yeah, we didn't hear anything about it. To not hear
It's not
something
giving
about
me a percent.
Helen
It's
Mirren.
2015. Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds. How did we all miss this?
Hey,
I'm gonna watch it.
sorry,
Woman in
but-
Gold, guys.
Woman
it
in Gold.
exists.
Hey,
So-
Amy Cassandra Martinez, as your homework assignment to make sure that you actually watch this after you get home from the SAG Awards tonight,
Amy.
is you should watch that movie because you like rom-coms and everything. So, and if you don't do it, well, the seat next to me will be open again. So. Steve, what'd you watch?
Oh, what have I watched? I tried to watch a documentary called "It Was 50 Years Ago Today." It's a documentary about the Beatles, but couldn't license any of the Beatles music. So it had a lot of really good interviews, but like to not have the music just kind of lost me there.
Okay.
I'm still getting through Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I also saw the
I'll
David
tell you what,
Letterman
though,
thing.
the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, that is one of those ones where Amy was talking about it. It's a slow burn.
There's so many
you don't
episodes.
really want to binge it. You
Well,
want to just like when you have like a little bit of like said 15, 18 minutes in between time, not a full half-hour show,
Yeah.
just to kind of pop maybe like when you're waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
And you just, you have it on and kind of go about your day. Or if you're getting ready to go to sleep at night, just pop it on. It'll put you in a good mood and then go to sleep. Not something like just you just want to, I mean, unless you're just really just have nothing going on that day, which there's so much content out there that I don't know how that's possible. This one I'm doing in a very, very slow burn because I know there's only so amount of episodes and so many great people that he's talked to.
Also, Paddington. Paddington is on Netflix and it's
Which I've
delightful. Paddington 2 is in
kinda
theaters,
delightful.
also delightful.
Well, here's what's funny about Paddington 2. Apparently, I had this conversation today. It has the highest rating of a movie on Rotten Tomatoes
This is
at
true.
100%.
This is completely true. Over 90 reviews have given it almost 99%.
It's
Paddington.
delightful.
Yeah.
Paddington 2.
It's a great movie.
The bear
about
movie.
Great
It is
bears.
delightful. It is the most heartwarming British thing I've ever seen.
He's a good boy.
Heartwarmingly
He's a good
British.
boy.
Okay, good to know.
Also, while I'm giving picks, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake is on
Amazing.
Netflix. An
Amazing. If you
documentary.
love wrestling.
Even if you just like good documentaries, it's a very good documentary. I've also Woman in Gold. I have not seen that. I will watch that. I also found the logline for The Masked Saint,
Oh, here we go. Let's hear
giving
this one.
up
This
his
is good.
career in the ring to pastor a small church. A pro wrestler secretly moonlights as a costume crime fighter to clean up the streets. They're swinging for the fence with that logline. That is either going to be the greatest thing ever, or I'm going to give up in 60 minutes of the hour 44 that it is.
I mean,
Those are
Praise
my
baby
picks.
Jesus. Praise baby Jesus.
No, I mean, the great thing is that there is no more football for at least 2 weeks. So Steve Kaufmann and I will have a little bit more time to like watch some
Just a
Netflix.
teensy bit.
Just a little bit. We're spending less time, like on our weekends, half days watching football.
Screaming at our laptop screens.
Everybody, real quick, I'd like to give a quick honorable mention from Steven right here in the booth. He just chimed in and he recommended Bad Day for the Cuts, as it was recently dropped on Netflix. It's a thriller, and apparently it takes place in Belfast, Ireland. Can I read the synopsis? Real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
Oh,
A
Bel-
mild-mannered farmer embarks on a bloody quest to avenge his mother's murder. He soon discovers her dark past while wading through the criminal underworld of Belfast, Ireland.
Ooh.
I'm adding
I
that.
gotta say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm all about Irish accents.
Hour
so-
39, dropped in 2017.
Oh, it looks good.
Directed by Chris Baugh. I'm in.
Cool.
That's
Right
on
on.
my
Does
list.
it star anybody that we know? Does it like Colin Farrell
I mean, obviously, I'd be about it.
or Liam Neeson?
I don't know these
Like,
people.
yeah, I'm not
Nigel O'Neill, Susan
Gerard.
Lynch, Joel
Andy.
Pawlowski. I don't know these people, but the logline hooked me. Sometimes
Cool.
the logline just gets me on Netflix, and I see where I am.
Well, cool. Thanks, Steven, from the booth. The
And
assist.
and Anthony.
Anthony for the assist.
So, that's it, guys. That's all for this week. We'll be back next week for panel. Amy Cassandra Martinez will be here. You guys can find her at Amy Cassandra MTZ. I want my MTZ, not my MTV. And I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RICKHONG. And
I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter almost exclusively. That's at Steve Kaufman, KAUFMANN. Also, we hinted at football a little. If you hang out till 10 p.m., I will be doing the NFL Weekly Show. And by doing, I mean I'll be gloating about my Philadelphia Eagles, who are going to the Super Bowl and will win in spite of what the people in charge of AfterBuzz TV would like.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ashley. If you want to talk about anything but football, find me online at Ashley on Camera, and I'll talk to you there. Thanks for watching.
we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bat wings.
See you later.
No, bat
No.
wings.
We didn't talk about it.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.